The one thing that Kompany said, which was the best thing, one of the best things he said in that press conference, he said, "Why would a black man run and cause a situation about race and bring more stress on his shoulders?"
Yeah.
Like, people don't know like what the impact this has on a black guy when you get racially abused. There ain't no black man looking for this. There ain't no black man looking for racial abuse to hype himself up. This only brings stress. This only brings tiredness. This only brings, like, it's draining to even sit and talk about this stupidness anymore. Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode of Rio Present, brought to you by Crafted. And listen, we're here with Steve Howson and Joel Beya, my guests as usual. And you know what, guys? We're going to have to drop an episode tomorrow after the Everton game, haven't we? We've got to drop another episode tomorrow because the big game, Monday Night Football, we cannot be sitting here and not digging into that because it's going to be another 3 points for Man United. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Another 3 points. But before then, guys, listen, we've got plenty to get stuck into. Joel.
Yeah, listen, I want to know, how does it feel? What was the last time you played? Is it 13 days ago or something like that?
Yeah, we're ready.
Good rest, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know about ready. Dusty.
Maybe dusty. It's so funny because last week, Dalot, right, who you sat with and we're going to be talking about regarding the interview, he posted that you were playing Everton last week on Monday. I think he got the days wrong. But saying that since then, you've dropped the interview with him. And I have to say, for a guy who I think is okay, me personally as an Arsenal fan, I thought he spoke brilliantly, Rio. I mean, what did you learn from him yourself?
No, I thought he was really kind of, the way he spoke, he spoke better than most English people at his age. I'm telling you, he was like, his vocabulary, his eloquent, was really, it was refreshing to really speak to someone who's been there. He's been there, he's like, I think he's the second longest serving player. I think 7 or so years he's been there, seasons. And he just gave us a little bit of an insight. And one of the things that came out of it is the way he spoke about Ruben Amorim. And he said, listen, it actually took me back. He said, it was really a really important in the club's history. And I was like, what do you mean? Explain to me. And he was like the discipline and the standards and the culture that he brought in to make a lot of big decisions at the time, hard decisions. And he's done them, but they could be seen as a reason as to why people are seeing an uplift now. And they would have seen that over a period of time. And he alluded to the fact that a lot of the small things were really important to him in instilling in discipline. And he's learned a lot from people like Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's trying to put a lot of that into his own makeup to become a good teammate and one of the guys that drives a right culture at the training ground. And another thing I was surprised that he even went into that he raised a few questions about the players who were let go, and were they not willing to adhere to the rules and the guidelines and stuff like that. So I don't know. What else have you guys picked up on socials?
I'm not happy. I think that all the people talking about, or even Dalot coming in and saying Ruben Amorim did this. Well, why did it take him to do that? One, why was other managers not empowered to the same level that he was? And two, why is the dressing room not picking up some of this nonsense anyway? Some of the real minor things in terms of when you're done here, you go straight there and you don't go on your phone. I'm sorry, but that's the most basic things that I would expect from professional athletes. That's not good enough. And it probably explains why we've been so biblically shit for the last decade when we've just been allowing pathetic standards like that. I know for a fact, Rio, that you wouldn't have allowed half of the things that's been in there. So why is it being allowed for the last decade? It's not good enough.
Do you know why? Because different managers have been coming in consistently and changing things and have different rules and regulations. And I know you're saying there's some basic stuff in there, but you got to remember we had a consistent and one constant person, which is Sir Alex Ferguson. So you know exactly where you stand.
But you always say to me he's never in the changing room, so he's not policing that stuff.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is the overarching body is him. So we're adhering to all of the values that he has. The values are changing every other year at Man United. Do you know what I mean? But
surely Jose Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, they didn't have slack standards. I'm not having that.
No, I understand what you're saying. But I just think it's not as. I don't think it's as black and white as you're saying. It's not as we had it easier in that we knew exactly what the standards were because that guy was still there. Now we had our own standards as well as a team and as players, but it's easier to run like that when everything is consistent and constant. and I'm not making excuses for him. Listen, I agree.
Sounds like you are making excuses for him.
There's basic things in there, like them things should be like the experienced players in that dressing room should be clamping down on those people, hammering them. But again, it comes sometimes down to individuals. Are certain individuals lacking respect for the whole group?
Yeah, I think it's interesting though that you said Dalot's the second longest serving player there. So it shows as well that there's been so many different movements, across the board. And, I agree with Steve. It should be, that's academy football stuff right there. But I can also see what you're saying. If there's so many moving parts and you've got staff still left over from the Jose Mourinho days, it's going to be really hard to get that consistency. I mean, you're going respect the group. What group? The group's changing every time.
Yeah, and I don't think that they were obviously not managed in the right way where, like you say, in our team, you had players that wanted to play. All international players think they should play, right? But there's harmony. Do you reckon there's harmony behind the scenes? There's been harmony when players aren't playing. People are kicking up fusses. People are sulking probably. When things ain't going well, that's how it goes. And, he's late again. Yeah, but he ain't played for flipping like 3 weeks. He's got the ump and the culture was obviously wrong for so many of those years under different managers, and now he feels again. That's what he's saying. Amorim has jumped into the culture, to the discipline, and to the standards, and he's not here to see it out. But whoever's next is going to reap the benefits of that, maybe.
Yeah. I'll tell you what else I noticed from that interview, Rio, is I didn't realize how much he had gone through. So he mentioned in one season he had only made 10 appearances, and looking at that, and there was a great comparison with him and Kobe Mainu and, patience, etc. What Michael Carrick had told him before, being able to go and train hard despite not being picked. I mean, surely you saw the mental strength in that.
Yeah, I just feel he's someone who really looks at the game and analyzes things, and he doesn't get over emotional about things and just sees things for what they are. And the backbone of what he's trying to build himself as a footballer is based on hard work and professionalism and discipline and consistency in that aspect. And he seems like he's made of the right stuff. Now, listen, people can pick apart whether he's good enough or he isn't, or they like him or they don't as a player. But if you want the right type of people within the training ground and in your change room, I think he's made the right stuff.
100% agreed. I mean, he's played under most managers as well anyway, so they keep picking him for a reason. Okay, listen, I want to move on to more pressing stuff, okay? North London, all right, where the league was wrapped up yesterday.
Again?
Yeah, yeah.
You was having kittens last week. You was having kittens the day before that game when City won, and now you've wrapped it up. Come on, man.
I don't think that's true. I think you saw me. I was in the Rio Ferdinand Presents group chat. Don't make me pull up a clip. I was in the group chat and I was speaking in the group chat yesterday. Rio, on Saturday, you commented as well. Listen, it's still in our hands. We have City right where we want them, and we showed you guys. Yeah. And we showed you yesterday. We went there, built a bit of suspense, and then bam, 4-1. Eberechi Eze.
Where you want them.
Yeah. Eberechi Eze with the double. Victor Gyökeres showing us why he's going to come clutch second part of the season. We have to talk about them, Rio. Saka setting up the first.
Let me just pull apart what you just said for starters, right? So Victor Gyökeres showing why he's going to come clutch second half of the season. He only scores against teams threatening with relegation, Joel. So that was banging his wheelhouse. And before you get giddy giving it all the 4-1, right? The records are going to say 4-1. But Spurs were robbed. Because that second goal, there was nothing wrong with that. You've got centre-halves diving to get goals disallowed. Honestly, I'm embarrassed. I am embarrassed. Because that was an absolute disgrace. Do you know what? Gabriel, supposed big man, yeah? For starters, don't make me get Harry Maguire in here to carry you back over the halfway line. Soft as room temperature ice cream, that man. Honestly,
no, it was bad.
Ridiculous.
It was bad. What did you think of that, Rio?
I thought it was a foul. I thought you made a meal of it.
Oh, Rio, go home. What are you talking about?
Right, in today's game, it's a foul.
That's not a foul, Rio. Even I've got to say
all the way off. That is not a foul, Rio.
He pushed him in the back.
No, he didn't. He didn't push, right? A push would be that. He had a frame out. He kept his distance. And as soon as he felt that contact on his back, why is his legs coming up?
Yeah,
Stop it.
Listen. Anywhere else on the pitch, when a midfielder or an attacker does a dive like that, we all go, you know what? I can understand.
That's still not a foul, though, Rio.
But No, it's a foul, man. It's a
Nah,
foul.
if you let us know in the comments what you think, because we're obviously going around in circles here. But anyway, I want to focus on Eze, who we spoke about earlier on. Look, now he scored 6 goals this season. He's probably only had 1 assist, no goals in the Champions League so far. Yeah. So
right.
Look, it's not been his best start.
Next to that, shall we?
Yeah,
you were questioning Eze only up to last week, by the way.
I did. And I've said it all season. It hasn't been
Arsenal
good enough.
fans in a nutshell.
No. There's nothing wrong with that.
Next week, let's talk about it. Ballon d'Or.
But no, I didn't say that. I'm just saying we have to give a man flowers. I don't think he's been at his best this season, but yesterday he stepped up again against Spurs. What did you think of the performance, Ria?
I thought up until the goal he was quiet. He just had 2 moments in the game, and I think after the goal he improved. But I think I was talking to my mates in the WhatsApp group about it, and like, well, why are we not seeing the best of Eze? I just think he actually starting positions too high. I know he's doing that to pin back the Spurs back line. I get it and why he's doing it, but it's actually going against him being able to perform. Eze needs to face the game. He needs to see the game, face it, and start probing. Play 1-2s, draw opponents out of their positions. Come and press me, and then play beyond them and run. A bit like he did for the goal he scored when Saka fluffed his lines a bit, and then it fell to him, and he finished it. But I think he's a wonderful player. He's a player that I'd pay to watch right now, 100% with Eze. But I think he's playing more for the team than for himself. And if you're going to win championships, sometimes you have to sacrifice parts of your game to do that. Jack Grealish, everyone can say what they want about Jack Grealish. He sacrificed parts of his game for the benefit of the team. And he didn't look as good as he looked at Villa. And I think we might not, I don't know if we'll see it to the same extent, but we're still probably yet to see the Crystal Palace Eze in an Arsenal shirt.
Jack Grealish, sacrifice or forced? I think there's a difference.
You're forced or sacrificed. Whatever, same thing. Managers asked you to play a particular way.
What has Jack Grealish got on you?
Yeah.
I actually genuinely, this is what I believe. I swear down. Like I think if when you finish with his career, Jack Grealish, you'll be going, no. You know what? I actually didn't even really enjoy football then, but I won trophies. So shut up.
Agreed.
And Eze, if he's in that situation,
but let's not pretend that he was sacrificing his game for the greater good because it's what the manager wants, because the manager saw what he wants and went, cool, off you go on loan to Everton. Like, he clearly wasn't doing whatever Pep was after. He spent 100 million on Everton.
Yeah, but he's won the trophies that he needs to come in and win. He's won Champions League, he's won a treble.
Yeah, I'm sure he's happy. But you can't say, like, he was playing to instructions and the manager was having him. Like, because he clearly wasn't having him. Spent 100 million, sent him Everton.
Hold on. So when they won the trophies, was he playing?
Yeah, he was, yeah. And then the second he could get
rid of him, right then. So he's obviously doing something right then.
Well, was he just a £100 million player?
So he played all them games in that successful period, but the manager weren't fancying him. No, he was doing a job for the manager. He was doing a job for the team. He's wanting to change maybe an aspect of the team. He might want more direct wingers now, which he's got. Doku, more direct. Like he might have wanted that. I don't know. He wanted to change something in his team. Like, who are we to tell him what he should and shouldn't do? But I just believe that sometimes there's players that have to sacrifice elements of their game. Jack Grealish was a maverick. In this Man City team, there ain't floaters. No one floats about and does what they want to do like Jack was doing at Villa. Come in, play a position. Same as Eze. Come in and play a position that's going to affect the opponents, not what you need to do for you. Simple as. Yeah. Now, it's whether Eze can stand that and enjoy that. He will stand that and enjoy that if he's winning.
Yeah, and off the back of that,
if they don't win, then I think you'll see him going, hold on, what's going on there?
It's true.
This ain't what I signed up for.
Gyökeres, he's a number one. Look, Rio, we've heard it all. He's a flat track bully. He's only scoring against the smaller teams. Some fans saying they want him out. I mean, we've heard it all, But yesterday was his best game in an Arsenal shirt. And people are forgetting that in 2026, he scored the most goals, man, in the league. So he's doing something, right?
Even yesterday, you saw his best and bad moments. He's hold up play and giving it to others. At times, he goes a bit loose. At times, he's just letting the centre half feel where he is. But in other times, when he's running loose and running onto things, he looks so dangerous. But again, you can't go away from what we're seeing. The data's telling us against all of the average teams, he bangs and scores goals, which, listen, is good. And you take that, right? But he is someone who's he's preying on the weak right now, which is great. And I don't care if I'm an Arsenal player right now, I'd say to carry on doing that. And we'll just take, if there's other games you're not going to score, and someone else will stand up and take care of it. It's fine. In time, you want to change that, I'm sure. But if this is the pattern that gets him over the line, doesn't matter. Let him score the goals against the weak teams. Fine. But Spurs was a big game for you guys. The pressure was on in this game. That's one thing I would say. Regardless of where Spurs are, it's a derby, right? And sometimes form and positioning the table goes out the window, and there's pressure. And the fact that City won the day before, you're going, oh my God, this is hard. The pressure's on us now. Because if we don't win this, Pep, Haaland and the boys are all celebrating, look like they got momentum again. If we don't win this, we're going to be under a lot more pressure than we think we are now. And you got to say, he stood up and he produced a couple of really outstanding moments.
Really good stuff. And you know what? We saw the result against Wolves. I'm pretty sure when you saw that result, Steve, you thought it was over. You did, didn't you?
Not over, but I was warming up a brass band.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, so did you.
Nah. Like I said.
Nah. You did.
No.
The whole Arsenal fan base were on their knees, tears everywhere.
We were
upset. I hate this guy. How many times I can't stand them. I hate them.
You had my guy outside talking about the wind. It was Ed falling off.
The wind.
Rio, did you hear what Troop said?
What did Troop say?
He said, that he was so disappointed. He said when he dies, he doesn't want his friends to put him down in a casket. He wants it to be Arsenal players so they can let him down one more time. This
is what I'm saying. This type of shit from your Arsenal fans is nuts. That's what I'm saying. This is why Arsenal fans, they just rub people up the wrong way.
Nah, man. You know what? But you know what? That links. We were speaking about Gyökeres and all the things he's doing correctly nowadays. I think that actually links in with his influence in the dressing room recently. And even Rice himself, he said that the dressing room has evolved from when he was there. Like, I mean, from the moment I came into the moment where we're at now, I've seen a big difference in terms of after games and the mentality of the boys, that if things aren't right, things will get brought up. Things will get said in the moment, even if it's heated. But 5 to 10 minutes after that, you'll shake hands and it's over. That's what it's about.
Well, that's what it should be, but that's what a proper dressing room's about. You're dealing with men. That sounds like there's men in there. It sounds like there's people that are happy to be accountable for anything they do wrong, happy to be pulled up for it, and then we move on for the betterment of the team. That's a proper changing room. So if that's what's coming out of there, that's why I think you boys will get over the line. I don't think there's going to be a couple of more hiccups, I'm sure, and to-ing and fro-ing, but I think they're made of the right stuff at Arsenal. I think you've got the likes of Declan, you've got the two centre-halves. The keeper looks super solid right now. He looks so dependable. And you've got experienced boys in there like that who they've had upset, they've had that trauma. And it looks to me like they've learned from it.
You was at Man United for X amount of years, Rio, obviously winning 6 Prems. When you went through that period, would you say that it was more heated in the beginning of your career with your teammates? And when I say heated, I mean those kind of tough conversations like Declan Rice is talking about. Did that level out a little bit or go down as the times changed? Yeah, was it more when Roy Keane was there? What was it like?
No, we had a few when Roy was there, but there were still loads when he left. Do you know what? You argue more when things aren't going well. You do. You argue more. Listen, at half-time, I'd be surprised if I'm going what he's saying there, Declan, that someone didn't pull him up at half-time and go, what the hell was you doing with that when we went 1-0 up? And you just messing about with the ball and then conceded within seconds. Come on, liven up. I'll be surprised if someone didn't say that. I mean, again, he held his hands up straight away, Declan.
Straight away, he did that, and he was just like, I know. And then he went, come on. Yeah.
It was good.
No, really good. I mean, obviously, Man City had won the previous day. They had beaten Newcastle 2-1. He was so happy with the result that he gave the boys 3 days off or something. I thought, my God, they really think they're winning this league. Too early for that, Pep. And they say we go too early. Anyway, he obviously...
classist of houses.
No, honestly. But it's like, I wouldn't...
You just literally said 5 minutes ago, we won the league. If City beat you can drop one game. That's it.
It don't matter, Steve, because they're not consistent enough. They're not, and they're not consistent enough. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Why are you looking around for? Nothing's going to change.
What, and you are, Joel?
Yeah. And you are. No, I think we're the best out of the bunch. I mean, Pep said that he was giving his boys daiquiri. They can go and have a daiquiri, etc. And then they asked Arteta what he thought about that, and he said, "I don't like cocktails. I don't drink cocktails, he said.
Of course he don't. He has bottled water, room temperature. You can't risk it going in a fridge. And he definitely don't go near hot water without goggles.
Oh, Steve makes me laugh, man.
Are you going to say that yesterday we had the handbrakes on then, Steve?
No, I'm going to say yesterday you got lucky because the referee didn't have any bollocks in his pants.
Steve,
otherwise, it would have
out
put
of all the
Gabriel
goals,
for diving.
That's not completely true because look, Rio, you saw the battle Saka versus Jed Spence. Jed's a guy, friend of the show that we have here. Yeah. Why? What's the problem?
Jed Spence had a book in one hand.
Say that again.
Jed Spence had a book in one hand.
Yeah, but listen, what? No. Jed didn't have a great game yesterday, so you can't act as if he outdid Saka. I think yesterday Saka came out on top. If you look at the stats, they were telling, that's one of his best games he's had for us. The only thing he didn't do was assist the score.
That's telling.
Steve, was you watching the game yesterday, or are you just watching to hate?
Saka's best moments were when he wasn't around Spence, if you're being honest. But that's part of the game. You've got to find ways in which you can influence the game, and his best moments was when he wasn't around Spence. Spence 1v1 looked very confident against Saka. But what I would say is I think that Spurs played into Arsenal's hands. Like tactically, I don't know. I mean, Spurs being at home, the fans, a game against your rivals, sometimes it demands that you've got to be on the front foot and go and attack teams. I just think that played into Arsenal's hands and played in especially Gyökeres's hands, creating 1v1 moments in and around the box, big spaces to run into. And I think it's just... the moment if Spurs has sat back and gone, right, go on, you break us down, that's when you ask Arsenal a question and say, can you do it? That's when Arsenal struggle or find it a bit more difficult. The way they played Spurs yesterday, I think it was a perfect scenario for Arsenal. Yeah.
I mean, Steve, going back to you about, Man City, are they looking good at the moment, would you say?
And I just need to put it out there. Bernardo Silva is one of the most horrible little shits in football. All I ever see from him is snide little kickouts at people, and he always gets away with it. Like, how's Bruno Fernandes got this reputation of being horrible? Like, Bernardo Silva's minging, mate. Honestly, absolutely minging. And he gets away with it constantly. I never see him get pulled up on it. Like, there's been countless times he should have had a second yellow this season. Never gets one. Doesn't matter. When he lifted, was it Bruno that he lifted in the derby? Just completely off the ball, just boots him.
No, he is nasty. Like, he is. Do
you know what? If he owned it and was like, yeah, have a bit. No, he don't. He's a... And if you go anywhere near him...
He's not big enough to own it.
He's not, but do you know what? Dennis Wise wasn't, but he did.
Yeah, but he's not Dennis Wise. Dennis Wise was genuinely a horrible, horrible little man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bernardo Silva is, but he pretends he ain't. And that's... I hate inauthenticity. So just either own it or stop it.
Quick question with Bernardo Silva. I have this chat with my friends sometimes, the guys from 360 TV. Rio, do you consider Bernardo Silva a world-class player? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think he's near. I think he's there or thereabouts. I think he one thing he isn't. He's not going to set the world alight with loads of assists and like break records assist-wise or goals-wise. But he will make sure your team plays football. He'll make sure that he's in and around it. He might play the pass before the assist. Do you know what I mean? He's someone, and he can play through all different phases of the game. He can play in the deep areas and receive the ball off the back four and transition it through a bit of skill and beat the press. Or he can play in the middle area, just tippy-tapping it about. But he can also be the creator on the edge of the box as and when you need him. But I think, as I said, I think he's an all-rounder. I've seen him at Stamford Bridge go and run the game in defensive midfield mode. Like, he can do everything. I love him as a footballer. So if you're talking world class, I'd actually put him up there as that.
So why is it that he's not often judged like other world class players?
Because he don't do the numbers. Everyone talks about stats and stat padding today. Everything's about, the goals and assists. Like, Vitinha's never going to score you 15, 20 goals a season, but he's now considered one of the best in the world. So when you're abroad and you're in other countries, we can appreciate it. But when you're in the Premier League, people just look at stats and data. It's weird. It's like Pedri. Pedri's considered one of him and Vitinha, the best two about. But they're never going to get you 20 a season. But everyone else is judged by numbers in this country.
I think it's an interesting one, if I'm honest with you. I think he might be just below, but comment in our section if to let us know what you think.
It's mad how people. I see people disrespect him. I've got to be honest, but he's been an integral part of probably one of the most dominant phases in the Premier League's history.
Yeah.
And we're still
Did you
trying to
see
count
the
them out as being what?
The 100 greatest Premier League players ever. Have you seen this list?
Yeah,
No,
it is a mad list. I've got to be honest.
Vidic ain't in the list.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nah, that's someone trying to do clickbait. That's
Jamie Carragher's in the lists, which makes me just wonder what people watch if Vidic ain't in the list.
He might have wrote it.
Oh, by the way, did you see, speaking of Vidic, did you see the Belgrade derby yesterday?
No. I want to go to that, though.
I sent you, go on your phone right now. I sent you it earlier, actually. There is what Partizan fans did to the stadium when they went behind. So they're top 2 in the Belgrade Prem, right? In the Serbian Prem. They're 1 and 2. Red Star have just opened up a gap by winning 2-0 yesterday. I think they're now 4 points clear. So Partizan sat fire at the stadium yesterday. That is a madness.
Rio, whilst you're searching for all of that, it might be worth revisiting this.
Oh my God! Hey, they set the stadium alight. We're talking about pressure and madness at a stadium. They set the whole state. Oh my gosh! A part of the stadium's on fire, guys. We got to go to that, by the way. There's a few bucket list things that I want to do. The River Plate Boca derby at Boca Stadium. Ooh. That one in Belgrade. We go with Vida. Where else?
I think we'll be all right with Vida.
Yeah, we'll be all right. We need to be in the prawn sandwich area because I ain't going in that area. Oh, you know what? The Panathinaikos versus Olympiacos game had one either. Oof. Yeah. Anyway,
is that what you're doing? Just like side quests? Because I see you in France for the
I went to the Marseille Paris Saint-Germain one. It was sick.
That's the one. Do you know what's meant to be a madness? Is the Dakar derby.
Who?
The Dakar derby in Senegal. It's meant to be absolutely off its nut.
But can I just say something, guys? Steve and Senegal, it's a love affair. Because at the World Cup, you were jigging in the stadium in their area, in their section.
You couldn't tell. We thought everyone was from Senegal.
I'm going to be there at the World Cup with a big ass on my chest. I'm having it.
Listen, I wanna move it on to the Vini Jr. Racism reaction. Obviously, we haven't had the chance to talk since it happened. Real Madrid playing Benfica in the Champions League. The second leg will be happening this week. I mean, Jose's reaction was to blame him for the way he celebrated his goal, which is a massive disappointment for me because I'm a huge Jose Mourinho fan, which I'm sure
Joel,
all
not
of us
only is
here
it a disappointment, nobody wound opposition fans up more than Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
Let's have it right for that, right?
It's
so
true.
How about shut up for starters?
Yeah, I mean, does it show you how far football still has to go, Rio?
Yeah, and you know what I have to say, like Jose, I think Jose in time will sit there and go, maybe I approached that wrong. And it doesn't make Jose Mourinho a racist, by the way. I think Jose Mourinho has done enough for black footballers around from all over the world who look at him like a father figure to suggest that the guy hasn't got a racist bone in his body. I just think he approached his situation, unfortunately, wrong. And I'd love to hear what his thoughts are on it now, actually, since all of the kind of is spilled over from them comments. But he weren't the only one, by the way. There's a lot of people. Listen, I was actually somewhere the other day and someone tried to allude to that, and I was like, I had to shut him down and say, "What are you talking about? There's no type of goal celebrations really that can actually go on and make me believe that a player deserves to be racially abused after a goal celebration. Just it's senseless. It doesn't make sense. I think, and I have to give him his props right now. Vincent Kompany spoke the most eloquently I've seen on the whole topic. And if you haven't seen it now, guys, go onto YouTube and go and look at it and listen to how he spoke.
Was it this weekend's press conference?
Very well spoken.
Yeah, press conference. Yeah. And he hit the nail and every nail on the head with the way he approached the whole topic. And again, yeah, I mean, it just shows you, like, no matter how far we think we go and we've come, listen, even in the stadium there were fans giving him grief. Like, there were fans making monkey chants so much around the stadium there. You're sitting there and going, like, he's having to endure this. This is what I think about it. Like, no matter what you say, if you don't like Vinicius Jr. or he winds you up, are we saying that he deserves to be racially abused? Yeah. Because he's not the type of person that you want him to be or the character you want him to be. He's an antagonist. That's how he plays. That's how he gets off. That's how he gets himself through and up for games. He antagonizes. He feeds off of that energy in the stadium. You against me. You don't like my team, I don't like yours. I want to beat you, you want to beat me. Not because you're black, you're this, you're that, you're a monkey. That's not what he's doing it for. He's doing it. This is warfare on a football pitch, and you find ways in which to win, not using racial abuse.
I mean, what? Because you celebrated on a corner flag, you deserve racial abuse. I mean, even I don't know if this is real or not real, because you know sometimes on the internet you see so many clips, you wonder if things are stitched up. Luis Enrique, was he asked a question about it this week? Because I saw a clip where he was asked a question, and he said something like no comment, or I refuse not to. I just thought to myself, what is there to not speak about? Look at your attacking options, the Doués of this world, the Dembélés.
Look where you live. Look where you live in Paris. It's such a multicultural society. Like it's not important. Like every black person walking around associated with this game who see that clip are affected. That's the point. And I think that's sometimes it goes on. People are unaware of the impact that a situation like that can have on not just the person who's on the receiving end, but everyone around it, people watching it. The way that hits you as a black person, I think is underestimated by a lot of people. And I think that reaction from Enrique, I think was more like when he says like, it's nothing important.
It's not, that
suggests to me he doesn't understand the full impact of what a situation like that has, not only on the black player, his teammates, the staff, black people that support not only that football club, but football in general. Agreed. It reverberates around the world. And to say it's nothing really important, I don't know. I think it's that's just a clear lack of understanding or empathy.
Massively disappointing how Benfica reacted to this as well by trying to justify it
on socials.
The screenshots of stuff saying like no one was close enough that they could have even heard this. Like, why are you like the best thing that they could have done is gone, do you know what? We don't know what happened. We will investigate and the appropriate course will take its course. Because you can't immediately throw your own player under the bus without knowing any facts. But you have to say, for anyone to cover their face in the manner that they did, to say the word brother, doesn't really ring very true, does it?
Exactly. Yeah.
If I was, this is another thing I think, it's like, if I was in that change room with the Benfica player, it'd be interesting. I think like,
have you seen what the Benfica players have said or supposedly said in defense of it?
No.
So they said it wasn't racist, it was just homophobic, as if that's even better. Like,
wow.
Which shows that if racial discrimination still got so far to go, but all forms of discrimination are just like completely fair game, it seems.
Well, you know what happens, right? I saw Jamie Carragher talk about this the other day, and I agreed with what he said. I understood what he said. He said when they had the Luis Suarez situation with Patrice Evra, and as a football club, he said Liverpool Football Club got it wrong with hindsight. But at the time, you almost put yourself in that siege mentality and a bubble, and you go, we're going to protect ours at all costs. And that's what Liverpool done. I think that's what Benfica are doing right now.
Well, they got some T-shirts ready for the second leg,
I know. And then the dust settles, and they go, actually, that was terrible. What the hell were we doing?
But I also think, Rio, when I'm not saying that we weren't aware of racism back then, but I think we're so much more aware of educated, shall I say, now. So
we're not. It's still happening. It's happening.
No, it's happening. It's happening, but the education's more out there than it was then. I'm not justifying it, by the way, at all. But I'm saying it's surprising that in 2026, that's the reaction from Benfica. You could get away with that maybe online before because there wasn't really social media, or the media could run the narrative and people couldn't really speak. But in 2026, I don't see how you find that justifiable.
Bro, we were seeing things on YouTube before, bro. We saw a man say like racist stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
My brother's case, we saw racist stuff said, like, then he gets taken down and deleted, or social media was going on back then. The one thing that Kompany said, which was the best thing, one of the best things he said in that press conference, he said, why would a black man run and cause a situation about race and bring more stress on his shoulders?
Yeah.
Like, people don't know like what the impact this has on a black guy when you get racially abused. There ain't no black man looking for this. There ain't no black man looking for racial abuse to hype himself up. This only brings stress. This only brings tiredness. This only brings, like, it's draining to even sit and talk about this stupidness anymore still. but we're having to do this because every other stadium that Vinicius goes into, he's getting racially abused. I think this is something like the 15th time or something like that, 12th time that we've seen. And this is the time it's reported, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more times when it's not reported.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. Why is a player like Vinicius being subjected to this and it's being allowed? And people are making excuses for it. Is one of the worst things as well. It's nuts. Even this weekend, there was 4 or 5 players. The Wolves striker, Araka Hannibal at Burnley,
Fofana,
Mundell, the Sunderland winger, Chelsea Fofana after the red card. Yeah. And these guys are getting on socials. They're getting hammered, racially abused. Where are the authorities to make sure they crack down on this stuff, man? Where are these people's faces that are put out there, and we have to see them and expose them?
But Rio, I want to ask, what do you want to see from Vinicius in the second leg against Benfica?
A 10 out of 10 performance and a hat-trick would be lovely.
Yeah.
And a bit of dancing.
And one of them.
Yeah. A bit of dancing on the corner flag as well.
Yeah,
no, it's
run
mad
down
because...
the touchline, slide on your knees. You know.
Hey, how can you say that dancing, is a problem? Because like
Ronaldinho...
I said this on my I done a post immediately the morning after on my Instagram, right? I loved Roger Miller as much for his goals as what the celebrations were for. The Nigerian teams, like I loved their players for as much and their country for as much as the way they played, but for their celebrations. Like you look at the Brazilian team. Why did everyone fall in love with the Brazilian team? It's the
crazy.
samba.
It's crazy.
That's all people were talking about.
It's one of the best parts of the game.
What's your favourite one? Give me your favourite celebration.
Not Alan Shearer's. How about that?
That's the most boring one.
Exactly. But that is clearly what people want. They want some stupid, boring celebration like that. No, give me real joy because scoring goals is awesome.
Everything the Brazilians used to do always used to be good. Ronaldinho dancing around, that used to be good. Obviously, Robbie Keane. I know it's different from what we're talking about, but Robbie Keane's celebration for me has always been a good one. That one, that goes hard. That goes hard. Anyway, guys, bit of a heavy topic, but we'll move it on. Hopefully Vinicius is able to, have a good game because we don't want to see this in a game. But Liverpool getting out of jail this weekend. Oh my gosh. Rio Gamoa completed more dribbles, attempted more dribbles and created as many chances as both Salah and Gakpo combined. He only played for 20 minutes and played on both wings. Would you feel concerned if you're Salah about your form, Rio, when you're seeing a young man like that?
I don't think Salah's concerned about anyone. I think he's quite comfortable in his position at Liverpool. I just think even when he came off, he was laughing a little bit. I think he's like that's the embarrassment a little bit side coming out of him, because he sees himself as like I never should be subbed, and that's just the way these top players think. But I saw a clip the other day. Remember Robin when he was at Bayern Munich and all his teammates were laughing because he got subbed off and he was going bananas. All his teammates were laughing at him. Like the top player, this is what happens with them. They don't like it. Their egos are taking a beating. They don't want to get taken off. It's understandable. But right now, Salah's not doing what we know Salah does. He's not impacting games really. He's not scoring. He's not doing anything where you go, that is Salah. Doesn't remind me of Salah at the moment. So you've got a young kid like this boy Rio. He looks like a breath of fresh air. He's standing fullbacks up. He's taking them on, then clipping it back post, like making the right decisions. Listen, he's still going to make mistakes. Don't get me wrong, but he looks like what? How can he not be starting a few more games? One of my mates is a massive Liverpool fan, and before the game he was going, he's got to play. He should be starting. And we were like, slow down. He's a kid. But if your wingers who are playing aren't performing, then he's got a right to sit there after that little cameo and go, listen, at some point you've got to give me 90. Or let me start a game at least. But he looks electrifying. And by the way, I've seen this kid when he was like 12, 13 years old. He is a special talent.
Yeah, it's definitely translated. I think out of all the young boys in that age bracket, I'm talking about 16, 17-year-olds, I think he's the best, Obviously, I've got a lot of love for Max Dowman, but I think he's just ahead because of his decision-making.
The four right now, if I was going to put money on going these four, and you know what, it probably won't even be these four that go and dominate the Premier League and do crazy things. But if you was going to put your money on four kids right now in the Premier League to do their thing, based on what you're seeing now, you've got Rio at Liverpool. Yeah. You've got Max Dowman
at Arsenal. That's true.
You've got JJ Gabriel at Man United, and Jesse Derry at Chelsea.
He's a problem, that boy.
Mate.
That boy is an absolute
Kid
problem,
at Chelsea,
Rio.
Jesse Derry. Like, I know his dad Sean. He's an ex-player, but I know the kid. Wow, what a ridiculous! Not only a talent, but an actual as a kid who loves the game. You know, certain kids they just love football and live and breathe.
Yeah.
Walks around his mate's house and the ball's at his feet, one of those kids. And Max Dowman's quite similar in that respect. But them four there, if I was going to bet on anything, those are what I bet on right now. Get in the comments and let us know who you'd be putting in that bracket, guys. And it probably won't be that four that do it. There'll be probably two out of that four if you're lucky to go and do what their potential suggesting right now. And there's always a few outliers that are late developers that come out of nowhere and become superstars as well. But these four right now, hottest things I think around in England.
Monday Night Football, Manchester United versus Everton. I need some predictions, man. Steve, let's go for you first.
I'm hoping we see Sesko because I think you can get crosses in. I think his movement is better than Mbumo's against that sort of defence. So I'm hoping Carrick brings him back into the starting 11. I hope that we've used this 2 weeks to work on some stuff. To try and beat teams that sit back, and can we really go and dominate and win a game on the road with more of the ball against a tough opposition like this? I think it's a big test, man, but it's not going to be easy.
I don't agree necessarily with Sesko today, based on who you're playing against. Those players that they'll be happier with someone like Sesko, bit of a lesser of a mover, someone with less wheels. Less mobile. Yeah, he's good in the air and can attack things, but that's their best trait, I think, when you've got Tarkowski and co sitting in there wanting to head balls out. I think if you've got people that can move and can take players into different areas and centre-halves who are probably less mobile in them areas, like an Mbeumo, I think you wear them down with an Mbeumo, and if you need be, bring Sesko on later in this type of game. For me, personally, that's the way I would go. But listen, Sesko, if you get up the pitch enough and you can get crosses in, he's going to cause problems. But I do think that's playing into what they would like, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I think this last 12 games will really show us what Carrick's about, man, because I think those other games, it's like manager hype. Yeah, of course you're going to be up for playing against Arsenal. Yes, there's the hype, the media hype. But now you've got 12 games. I don't know how you guys have got 12 games left. You only play one a week, if that. But yeah, we'll see what he's really about. Anyway, listen, Rio, did you give us a prediction, by the way, before we go? Because you were a bit coy.
I think United will win 2-1.
2-1 United.
Listen, 2-1. I'd love a clean sheet, though.
Would you? Yeah, same. I know what you mean.
Listen, let us know in the comments what you think. Obviously, during the week, there's going to be loads happening on the channel. Rio, you said you're doing an episode. Is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow we'll do one after the game.
After the
game. Might even go live tonight. Might go live tonight. We'll see.
We'll see.
It's 4-0.
Yeah. If it's 4-0, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely staying up with a few beers.
That's right. Keep on watching. Obviously, make sure you watch the Dalot interview. Like I said, I was very impressed with the way he spoke. Make sure you watch it. It was a really, really good chat. Steve, thank you very much for joining. I thought you was going to hide today. Rio, thank you very much for giving us the props that we deserve. Arsenal winning the league. It's back on, guys. 2025, 2026 champions. Joe Beya signing out with the gang. Rio Ferdinand presents. Peace.